Ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you may identify in this wonderful, beautiful world, welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. Now, to say I haven't had a week to remember or some type of punishment would be an understatement. It has been a kind of a crap week for old T Dog in the worst way. Um, so, but that's nor here, that's nor there. You're not here to hear about my crappy problems. You're here to hear about me gripe about just problems in general with certain things. And that's all right. That's what we do in life when it comes to video games, so forth and so on. So let's give a few shout outs first before we get going here. Let's see if I can hear this bad boy there.
That's all right.
All right, I can hear me. That's all that matters to me because I've been having issues here lately with people being able to hear me. Because people keep saying, "No one hears you, dude. No one hears you, dude. No one hears you, dude." I'm like, "Okay, man, I got you." Now, shout out to the Resident Sterile YouTube show on YouTube. Also, believe it or not, you can also find him on Rumble. And shout out to the my boys, Will Schultz, Sean Powers, James, the Radical One, Reggie, from PlayStation 8 Dead Podcast. They're doing awesome, super cool work. But let's get this going, man. Let's get this going. So let me find this here real quick. All right. So for those that don't know, Mario Kart for the Switch 2, which I've been hating on forever since it came out, is having issues and having problems with this new update. Let's go to this right now. I'm just going to go to their Wikipedia page. So as you can see, they're having problems. Well, they're not problems with update. Just showing them their Wikipedia page. Well, apparently their new 1.112 patch, or excuse me, 1.12 patch has basically driven off allegedly many different people from their project or from their actual overall game. And I too would be driven off from that game. For one, it's overly priced. Two, it's the Switch 2, and the Switch 2, basically, most people now, if you're starting to look at player counts on Twitch and other places, they're going back to Mario Kart 8. Or basically, people are like, oh, I wouldn't play Mario Kart 8 because they've changed whatever changes they decide to do, they've made a lot of people mad. And look, I told people, and there's lots of people who are loyalists of Nintendo who's like, trust me, bro, stuff is coming. Well, here's the thing is, Nintendo has never been one of these people who's been about internet or internet support. It's always been about the game itself. So when you decide to start doing stuff online, has Nintendo, not has, letting third parties or whatever, like, well, it's a third party or a second party thing company. We can't really do that. But if it's Nintendo itself and you're making mistakes, you may end up pissing off your loyal fan base in the wrong way. So if you want to do that, cool. That's up to you, bro. That's not for everybody. Um, I would think that that would be kind of a stupid thing to do. But hey, Nintendo's going to Nintendo, and you people out there who buy their products, who love them for some reason, the whole trust me, bro, good games are coming, people. That's on you, man. I wouldn't do it myself, even if I had the money. Now, speaking of money, and trust me, we all love money to an extent, but because it's a necessary evil, unfortunately, or an unnecessary evil, unfortunately. Uh, AC units in the dead heat of the summer. I don't know if it's like price gouging or pricing up, but here's the thing: if you have a unit that's, let's say, over 10 years, there's a good chance it's getting ready to die. I don't care, unless you live in like an old house and you actually have like old people who, can still come and help you um, keep it maintained or had bought a ton of Freon for it at one point in time. So, needless to say, my AC has went to kaput. It is done. And I've had all these different people come out, all these clowns. Not all of them are clowns. And they're not thinking about the upstairs unit, they're just thinking about the downstairs unit. It's just, cut off the downstairs, pop in place, except we have like a mismatched system of one's gas, one's whatever. Long story short, everything is like either 10 or whatever. And thing is, that's just for patchwork. That's just for like them to just do the bare minimum. So if you're a responsible person who's watching this or listening to this, um, I'm going to do the most responsible thing that I've probably ever done in my life. And that is, I will wait it out. I will suffer through the heat of this dreadful heat that we have here. It was like 103 the other day. No joke. With massive humidity. I will wait through. I will save money. I will spend what needs to be spent when I save up that money. But I am not going to sit there and put myself in financial debt and like basically have a second car payment or like a second mortgage in order to maintain or keep my home. Uh, that's just not happening because sometimes you just got to just suffer through until you can get things right and get it at a different time. It's just the way of the world. You can't always be like, oh no, 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 no. But yeah, so AC people, look, they will rob you in the heartbeat. Like I said, I had some AC people come out here and oh, they were just doing maintenance, and then 2 days later, my AC doesn't work. Then they come back like, oh, you need a whole new unit. Don't trust those people. Um, find people you can trust, and sometimes the ratings aren't like real ratings. So look at your Google ratings, your Yelp ratings, so forth and so on. Make sure they're licensed in bonding, and they've been put into. They've been working for a very long time. All right, so enough about my personal issues or problem. Like, yeah, but yeah, it's good to talk about some games. All right, so currently playing. Uh, I'm just currently playing Madden while I wait for the new Madden. I wait for new NCAA college football. Of course, Infinity Nikki as always, and then I'm waiting on Ready or Not for July, and of course maybe Wu Chang Black Feathers. Now, note, as I said all these things, like, well, how are you going to pay for these games? Well, luckily enough for me, before I've had these incidents happen, I had pre-ordered those games, and I know people are going to hate on me for pre-ordering games, and I shouldn't do it. And I'm probably wrong for pre-ordering games because I pre-ordered Mind's Eye, believing that that game was actually going to be good. I believed the hype. So for those who have sent me some hate emails like, "Hey man, I don't hear you talking about Mind's Eye being this and that. Now I see you referencing Mind's Eye." I'm allowed to be wrong. I'm wrong. It's an okay game. In other words, it's a 25 to maybe a $30 game. Is it a $60 game? No, not with all the problems that it has. And the thing is, it's unnecessarily just certain things that you're doing. It feels like I, I can't really explain it. It's like these are simple mistakes that you would make in the PlayStation 2 era. But nor here or there. I'm also playing Mind's Eye, and to the well, I'll just say who he was that emailed us. Obi-Wan Kenobi's nightstick. Yeah, man, you're right, bro. I was wrong. I'll take the L on that. And I'm usually pride myself on being right about those type of games. I'm wrong. I again, for a price of $30 or $20, it's worth it because you're like, it's not bad looking, it's not a bad game, it deserves it. Maybe they'll do the fixes. They've did like 3 different patches so far, but still, it's just certain things here and there. Again, it's Headhunter. It really is Headhunter. If you played Headhunter for the Sega Dreamcast or for Headhunter Redemption for PlayStation 2, it literally is Headhunter in so many ways. Where it's like it has potential, but it fails itself. All right, moving on from the games that my butt has played. Um, whew, there's so many great games coming out this year, and it just drives me insane that I will not be getting hardly any of them. And the fact is that you're waiting on stuff, and you're waiting, and then you're hoping. Now, here's the reason why digital is going to be, and this is why I'm saying they're screwing you, and it's a racket. It's not only a racket in the AC business, where it's like, hey, this goes down, or they have to make new parts, and they're making new things where they don't make those parts anymore. Well, let's just say that's the same for gaming in many ways. Now, how do you put those two together and make sense, you ask? Well, because gaming has become the ultimate screw you racket to the customers and the fans. And if everybody would just not buy the digital copies, it would force them to make the physical copies and change their the way they handle things. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss of words to say the right words. But they wouldn't sit there and screw you over. They wouldn't sit there and like, oh well, the price doesn't change because it's digital. Ha ha ha. And if everybody would just say no, we're not doing this, you would have your physical copies, and physical copies drop in price, and you can pick up a physical copy fairly cheap. With the digital, and this is what Nintendo has done, and shout out to Nintendo for always sticking to their morals and in many different ways of cheating the fans, is that they will never drop the price past $50 or $45. I have never seen, or let's say for sake of right, $39.99. Have you ever seen a Mario game on their, and that's from the Switch 2, cheaper than $39.99? I don't think you have, or Zelda. If you have, please text us, please email us, please do something in the chat, whatever you want. I just don't see that happening. It doesn't make sense to me in the long run. Now, and that's how they get you. That's how they screw you over because they know you're just going to pay. It's like, oh, well, they'll just pay. And you're the problem. Hell, I'm the problem sometimes because I will just buy digital and not think about it rather than, oh, well, it's so much easier because it's on the go and I don't have to have a cart. And I will lose the cart, the cartridge or the disc or whatever. So it's just so much more easier and convenient. Sometimes convenience is not always the way. Sometimes convenience will screw you over. But hey, what do I know? I'm just an old guy on the internet complaining. So I would just say to everyone out there, think about where you see games heading and what's going on. And the only person who can stop it is you. I can't stop it. The people who want to make money and control everything aspect in gaming and have this racket going on are only going to make it worse and have more control and iron fist over you if you allow it. Just say no and don't do it. Okay? That's simple. Now, because I'm doing two shows back to back, because I have no AC again, as I mentioned before. So I'm doing these quite early in the morning at like 5 something. Now it is currently 6 something. But so for those that are listening or watching, if you got a thing on me, sorry about that. If you're those who are watching later, hey, so I'm doing 2, maybe 3, hopefully 3 shows a week, early in the morning before I go to work. So just give me some words of encouragement, man. I would appreciate that. But my last thing for this particular one is I wanted to break down the lyrics for this super awesome song. Um, and I love this song. I was just listening to it this week. And that song is Mother, Father from Journey. And it's from the Escape album. That's a good album. I think their best album to me is Frontier. But great song. And the lyrics are unbelievably great. Let's go ahead and click this on the lyrics here. She sits alone, empty stare. Mother, Lord help this broken home. I'm not trying to read it all because I'm not trying to get hit with anything. But the main thing I like about these lyrics for this one is the guitar. And of course, it's Steve Perry's voice. But everything about this. And the song was released in 1991. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure this is a faith-based song in a way, and it's so cleverly done, but it's so good. I love this. This is the chorus, and I'm all about writing chorus, and I love chorus. And it's like, don't you know I'm alive for you? I'm your seventh son, and when lightning strikes the family, have faith, believe. Let's go back to the other chorus on it, and it's like, and to me, this song itself has so many different meanings. I used to sing these words to the songs incorrectly, and like rather than saying "having faith, believe," I always thought because you miss as a kid, you hear these lyrics, and you're like, I thought it said "have faith, believe in me," and as if it's like the family doesn't believe in you, doesn't think much of you, or whatever. And I'm just leaving these lyrics up here a little bit longer. But please, people, check out those lyrics. Check out this song. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone who listens to the show or watches the show has listened to Journey. Again, my favorite album from them is Escape. I think that's the best album to run to. Well, excuse me, Frontiers and Escape are both amazing albums. And if you're ever just running like 5K or like let's say 4 or 5 miles just for fun. That was something that you would like. But I just love the whole lyrics, everything that's presented in those lyrics, and you know, I just love the fact that it's not even really it's about faith based. It's just when lightning strikes the family, have faith, believe. And so there's a family structure of if you're close, even if you're not close with your family, because no one's really close to their family anymore because we've all become despots of we're all a bunch of mercenaries raised by other mercenaries where we don't have no strong connections unless we come from like some type of Christian or not just a Christian background, a religious background. So, it's more like, hey, as soon as you get 18, you get out or whatever, and you just roll out and you just go about your way. And, people want a close relationship to you with you later on. And you're like, screw you, man. And sometimes you have to be better than that. But I think Journey or the Steve Perry years are some of the most amazing years. And even Steve Perry's Street Talk, which is his first album. I think he has three. But Street Talk is basically a Journey album without Journey, so that's a good album. I liked almost every song on that album. I can remember the first time I heard "Oh Sherry." I was in a Walmart parking lot in Cleveland, Texas. That's weird that I remember that, but it was cool. So check them out. Check out that song. You don't have to necessarily study those lyrics. I just thought so much when I listened to it because I just randomly thought of it and looked it up on YouTube Music, which it's a good reason to be a premium member of YouTube Music. You can just grab whatever you want and listen to it on your phone. Even though I'm doing this all from Rumble Studios. Shout out to Rumble Studios, and I am very, very thankful for Rumble. Rumble has allowed me to do lots of different things. So shout out to Rumble Studios and to Rumble itself as a platform. Please come like, share, subscribe to the show on Rumble or any other platform that we may be on, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Um, Maybe I keep trying to get back into Apple Music, but it's so hard once you can't find your stuff and Apple's really picky. It's like, there's already an account for this. I'm like, well, duh. And it's like, I keep trying to get into it, but that's nor here or there. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you identify in this wonderful, beautiful world, have a safe and wonderful day. Thanks.